Welcome back to the channel JF Coin. Today we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing pennies in the modern coin world, the 1983 D Lincoln 1 cent. Collision. At first glance it looks like an ordinary penny, worth just a cent. But stick with me, because some of these can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars in the collector market. Let's uncover the history, rare varieties, and real value of this coin, and how you might be sitting on a small fortune right in your pocket. Money Bag. Blue Book, Segment 1, The Story Behind the 1983 Lincoln Penny. Let's set the stage. The year is 1983. The U.S. Mint had just finished transitioning the penny from the old all-copper composition used for decades to a new zinc-based coin with a thin copper plating. This change was due to rising copper prices, and it wasn't smooth. A lot of pennies were produced that year, but in different ways, and that's what makes 1983 so fascinating for collectors. The 1983 penny features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design Americans knew well. But some 1983 pennies have surprises hidden in plain sight. Most 1983 D pennies were struck on standard zinc planchets, meaning they are common and worth just face value in average condition. Cointrackers.com. So why all the hype? Let's go deeper. Bar chart, Segment 2, Standard Values versus Rare Values. In their normal circulated state, a 1983 D Lincoln penny is worth about 1 cent, literally the same as what you spent to buy it back in the 80s. But here's where things get interesting. A standard 1983 D penny in uncirculated, MS60, MS65, condition might be worth a few dollars, but that's still pretty regular. Cointrackers.com. However, there are rare versions and era coins that are far more valuable than a penny. Face with Monocle, Segment 3, Rare era types that boost value. Here are some of the rare varieties collectors hunt for. Gemstone 1. Double die varieties. A double die coin shows doubling on the letters or numbers on the coin. It's like the design was stamped twice by mistake. Some double die 1983s have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auctions. For example, a 1983 double die penny graded MS68 RD once fetched upwards of $7,000 plus. Insane for a 1 cent coin. Pennyverse.info. Firecracker 2. Off-center strikes. Off-center errors happen when the coin blank isn't fully aligned when struck. The result? A weird partial image, and a much higher value. Extreme off-center examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands. Chronicle Collectibles News. Fire 3. Copper and transitional errors. Most 1983 pennies should weigh around 2.5 grams with a zinc core. But if the coin weighs about 3.1 grams, it might be the old copper planchet that accidentally got struck. Those are incredibly rare and worth thousands or more. Coin Identifier. High Voltage 4. Broad strikes and plating defects. Sometimes the coin wasn't struck correctly or lost its copper plating. These variants can still attract strong interest from collectors. In good condition they might be worth hundreds. Chronicle Collectibles News Chart Increasing, Segment 4, Real Market Values. What this is really worth. Now let's talk real numbers. If you looked up a standard 1983 D penny on an online price guide today, most are still worth just a penny up to a few dollars in circulated condition. Cointrackers.com. But for rare era coins? This is where the story changes dramatically. White heavy checkmark 1983 double die reverse, DDR, in high grade equals $400, $1000 plus white heavy checkmark. A mint state MS68 example sold at auction for $1,380 plus white heavy checkmark. Certain rare transitional copper pennies can fetch $10,000 to $20,000 plus or more. That means if you find one of these rarities, even though they say 1 cent on the front, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Pennyverse.info. +1. So yeah, that $442 market value you might have heard about. That's totally plausible for certain high-grade or era versions. Brain, Segment 5, Tips for Identifying Value. If you want to check your penny for potential value, here's how. Magnifying glass. Tilde left 1. Check the weight. Does it weigh 3.1 g instead of 2.5 g? Magnifying glass. Tilde left 2. Look for doubling. Are the letters or date doubled? Magnifying glass tilted left 3. Condition matters. Clean, shiny coins are more collectible. Magnifying glass tilted left 4. Get it professional graded. Have PCGS or NGC graded. That makes a huge difference in value. The difference between a regular penny and a $1,000 coin could literally be a tiny mint error. Package, conclusion, wrap, and call to action. So the next time you're sorting through old coins or checking your change, don't toss that 1983 penny aside. It might look ordinary, but some of these pennies hide extraordinary value. Whether it's hundreds or even tens of thousands of dollars, you never know what you'll find. Backhand index pointing right. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more coin secrets, rare finds, and real-world values, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out. And tell me in the comments, have you ever found an error coin? What did it look like? Let's share those awesome finds. Movie camera and Card Plus channel promo. Thanks for watching. Keep hunting those coins. Your next treasure could be worth way more than a penny. Gemstone. If you want, I can also add timestamps, a hook script, or a thumbnail/title idea to go with this video. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in the world of modern coin collecting, the 2000 Lincoln cent, commonly known as the 2000 Lincoln penny. A coin that starts life worth just 1 cent but hides secrets that can turn it into a treasure worth a fortune. Today's video is going to explore everything you need to know about this coin, its history, its varieties, its market value, and how you might already own one worth a lot more than you think. Let's get started. This humble 1 cent piece from the dawn of the new millennium was produced in massive numbers, billions of them. In Philadelphia alone, over 5.5 billion were made, in Denver over 8.7 billion, and in San Francisco a smaller number were made as collectible proof coins. Because of these huge mintages, the typical penny from 2000 is very common, and in everyday circulation most are still worth their face value. That's right, if you pull a random 2000 penny from a jar, your first assumption should be that it's just worth 1 cent. But that's just where the real story begins. Userkunbook.com+1. Now let's talk history. The Lincoln cent has been an American institution since 1909, when the U.S. Mint first struck it to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Fast forward over 90 years, and in the year 2000 the coin still carries Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that had been in use since 1959. This penny wasn't just pocket change, it was a piece of history made at the turn of the millennium. Coins value. So how does a coin worth 1 penny become something much more valuable to collectors? The answer is condition, rarity, and special varieties. For most 2000 pennies, if they've been circulating, they have scratches, dents, and dull color. These circulated coins are typically worth between 1 cent and a few dollars even in uncirculated condition, depending on color and quality. But here's where it gets exciting. Certain uncirculated coins graded by experts can bring significant money at auction. This includes coins graded at the highest mint conditions, labeled MS65, MS67, or even higher. Some of these have sold for multiple thousands of dollars to dedicated collectors. Coin value checker +1. But there's more. There are special promotional coins from the year 2000 known as Cheerios cents. These were included inside special cereal boxes as collectible items. Because many of these coins were saved in pristine condition, some red, RD, uncirculated examples from these Cheerios runs have sold for over $1,500 at major auctions. These pieces are exactly what collectors dream of finding in a drawer or old collection, essentially mint pieces of history. Cointrackers.com. Another fascinating twist is what coin collectors call the wide AM variety. This refers to the letters in the word America on the reverse being farther apart than the normal version. These slight differences are almost invisible to the untrained eye, but to collectors they can mean extra value. Certain wide AM coins, especially in top uncirculated grades, are much more desirable than standard coins. Userkunbook.com. Let's talk specifics. Market current values that coin collectors and dealers actually use today. A typical circulated 2000 Lincoln penny with normal wear might be worth its face value or just a few cents. For uncirculated coins in average condition, prices might be in the range of a few dollars. But here's where the value curve leaps. High-grade uncirculated coins in the best condition and preserved color can sell for hundreds of dollars. Coin experts rely on professional grading services to certify and authenticate these coins, and when a 2000 Lincoln penny gets a top grade, like MS-67 red, prices push into the $400, $500, and sometimes even higher territory. For example, some of these coins have recently been valued by coin markets at around $442 or more for high-end collectibles, a stunning jump from 1 cent to hundreds of dollars. These prices reflect not only rarity but collector demand and the coin's condition. In other words, people are paying serious money for the best preserved examples. No, but that's not all. Because beyond these high-grade collector coins there are rare mint error versions. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, and other production anomalies that make the coin fundamentally different from the standard issue. Some of these mistakes can be extremely valuable, with certain Lincoln cent errors from other years selling for record-breaking sums at auction. These pieces prove that even a tiny piece of metal can become one of the most prized items in a coin collection. The sun, if the penny you hold looks unusual, maybe the letters are spaced differently, maybe the strike looks odd, or maybe it has a different finish. These are the kinds of coins that can sometimes be worth far more than their face value. The rarest of these anomalies have been known to sell for values collectors drool over because they were essentially mistakes or limited items that escaped into circulation. Accounting insights. So what should you do if you find a 2000 penny in your drawer or jar? First, keep in mind most are common. But second, look for coins that have brilliant red color, sharp details, and no wear. These are the ones that might be worth grading by a professional company like PCGS or NGC. For many people, what began as a forgotten penny can turn into a story worth telling and money worth having. Before we wrap up, let's bring this home with one simple message. The value of a coin is not just metal or face value, it's history, rarity, condition, and the story attached to it. A 2000 Lincoln penny might be sitting in your pocket today, unnoticed. But if it's a special one, in top condition, or a rare variety, you might be holding a small fortune disguised as pocket change. If you enjoyed learning about the 2000 Lincoln penny, and want to discover more coin secrets and hidden treasures, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a discovery video. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the most amazing treasures come in the smallest packages. If you want, I can also help you add visuals, on-screen text, cues, chapter timestamps, or narration tips to make your video even more professional. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern pennies ever made, the 2016 D Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin most people treat like 1 cent change, but some rare versions have been known to sell for hundreds, even potentially thousands of dollars. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know everything about this penny's history, why collectors want it, and what could make yours worth way more than you think. Scroll Section 1, the story behind the 2016 penny voiceover. First, let's take a step back and explore the story of the US penny and where the 2016 D Lincoln Shield penny fits in. The Lincoln 1 cent coin has been part of American history for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Since then, this humble coin has gone through many changes, but always kept Lincoln's profile on the obverse side. The 2016 penny continues that tradition, featuring the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the front and the Union Shield design on the reverse. Coin's value. The Union Shield design was introduced in 2010 and represents Lincoln's preservation of the United States as one united country, symbolized by the 13 vertical stripes bound by a horizontal bar. Coin's value. In 2016, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies in 3 different versions: Sparkles P, Philadelphia; No Mint Mark, Sparkles D, Denver; Mint Mark D, Sparkles S, San Francisco. Proof coins for collectors. U.S. Coins Guide. Today, we're focusing on the 2016 D penny, the one with the little d just under the date, and why this ordinary coin can sometimes turn into extraordinary value. Light bulb. Section 2, Face value versus real WRTHVOICOVR. Let's get this straight. Most 2016 D pennies are worth exactly what you think, just 1 cent. If you find one in your pocket or change drawer, it's almost certainly worth only face value. Cointrackers.com. That's because the Denver Mint struck over 4.4 billion of these coins in 2016, making them extremely common. Cointrackers.com. But here's where things get interesting. Gemstones Section 3, Condition, Grading, and Collector Value. Voiceover. Coin value isn't just about the date and mint mark, it's mostly about condition and rarity. Coins are graded from poor condition up to mint state, MS, where the highest grades, like MS 67 or MS 68, mean the coin looks almost perfect, like it just came off the press. Cointrackers.com. So while a worn 2016 D might still be worth a penny, an uncirculated coin in excellent condition could be worth several dollars, even tens of dollars in the collector market. U.S. Coins Guide. And then there's the crazy stuff, coins that have errors or weird minting mistakes. Magnifying glass tilt to left. Section 4, Rare Errors and Varieties that Boost Value. Voiceover. Now we get to the exciting part, rare coins with unusual features. And these are the ones that can be much more valuable. While most 2016 pennies are ordinary, some have errors, meaning something went wrong during the minting process. These error coins can be incredibly collectible, because they're rare and unexpected. Here are some examples of errors that can turn a 1-cent coin into a collectible worth hundreds. Small blue diamond misplaced mint mark error. A penny where the little d is stamped in the wrong spot. One of these sold at auction for around $4.15. Coin value checker. Small blue diamond die crack/rim errors. Tiny lines or bumps from cracked dies, sometimes worth $80 to $300 or more. Coin value checker. Small blue diamond partial collar/rim cut errors. Raised edges or strange rim features that are not supposed to be on a penny. Collectors get excited about these. Coin value checker experts will tell you, error coins are where the real money can be made. Condition plus a unique mistake equals potentially huge value. Money bag. Section 5, Extreme Auction Cassettes. Voiceover. Believe it or not, there have been pennies from this exact era that really shock people. Chart increasing. A 2016 P. Lincoln penny graded MS 68 RD once sold for nearly $900 at auction. U.S. Coins Guide. Chart increasing, and in some extreme cases, rare varieties have sold for over $1,500. Proving that even modern coins can hold surprising value. U.S. Coins Guide. Now, your coin might not be worth hundreds or thousands, but if it's in mint condition and has something unusual about it, the potential is there. That's why coin collectors are always thrilled to examine even the newest pennies. Chart increasing. Section 6, How to check your coin's value. Voiceover. So you think you might have a valuable penny? Here's how to check. Look under a bright light. Can you see unusual marks, doubled numbers, odd mint mark placement, or strange rim features? Check the mint mark. 2016 D coins come from Denver and are the ones most collectors talk about. Compare it to known error types, like doubled die, off-center, or mint mark errors. Get it graded, seriously. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin often sells for far more than an ungraded one. Remember, condition matters more than age for modern pennies. Pushpin conclusion. Why this video? MATTRSVOICOVR. Alright coin fans, that wraps up our deep dive into the 2016 D Lincoln penny, one of the most interesting pennies of the modern era. Backhand index pointing right. Common pennies? Probably worth a cent. Cointrackers.com. Backhand index pointing right. Uncirculated, pristine ones? Could go for a few dollars or more. U.S. Coins Guide. Backhand index pointing right error or rare varieties? That's where the real treasure lies, potentially hundreds or even thousands of dollars. U.S. Coins Guide. So next time you're sorting your pocket change, take a closer look at that 2016 penny with the little d under the date. It might be worth way more than you thought. Sparkles, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin treasures, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another hidden money discovery. Drop a comment with what coin you want me to research next, and until next time, keep hunting for treasure in your pocket change. Would you like timestamps, on-screen graphics ideas, or a voiceover pacing guide to go with this script? Today we're diving deep, not just into any coin, but into a modern penny that has made collectors stop and say wait. Collision: the 2017 D Lincoln penny, sometimes called an Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that at first glance looks like your everyday 1-cent piece, but might hide a secret worth a lot more than 1 cent. Stick around because you're about to learn everything: the history, the minting story, what makes some versions collectible, and how much they really are worth in today's market. Scroll Part 1: History of the 2017 Lincoln Penny Host. First, let's explore the background of this coin. The Lincoln cent has been America's most iconic 1-cent coin since 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln. But in 2017, something truly different happened. That year marked the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint, a milestone in the birth of American coin production itself. To celebrate, the Mint did something unprecedented. They added a P Mint mark to the penny, something that had never happened before on a Philadelphia minted Lincoln cent in over 2 centuries. That alone made 2017 special and sparked huge excitement among collectors around the country. CoinValues.com. Now the official 2017 pennies come from 3 locations tongue sticking out: Philadelphia D, Denver's, San Francisco, proof sets, but the one we're focusing on today, the 2017 D Ultra Lincoln penny, is from the Denver Mint, and this is where the hunt begins. CoinTrackers.com. Magnifying glass tilted left. Part 2: What makes the 2017 D penny special? Host. So what makes the 2017 D penny special? Let's break it down. Backhand index pointing right. Common version: most 2017 D pennies are worth just 1 cent in average condition. That's right, despite the buzz, billions were minted, so they're not rare by default. CoinTrackers.com. Backhand index pointing right. Mint state versions: if your penny is uncirculated, especially in superb condition, like MS66, MS67 or higher, it can be worth a few dollars to collectors because they are crisp, shiny, and desirable. CoinTrackers.com. Backhand index pointing right. Errors and varieties: this is where things get exciting. Certain error coins from 2017, such as double dies, die chips, die clashes, brockages, or misalignments, can fetch significantly higher prices at auctions or private sales. Coin value checker collectors are always searching for mistakes, those 1 in 1,000 flaws that make a coin stand out from the ordinary. Errors can transform a common penny into a collectible worth tens or even hundreds of dollars. Glowing Star, Light Bulb. Part 3: Real Talk, Market Value and Why $442 is possible. Host. Now let's talk value. You may have heard whispers online about a 2017 D penny being worth around $442 or even more. Is that possible? Yes, but only in rare circumstances. Here's how. Heavy checkmark: a standard 2017 D penny in circulated condition is worth face value just 1 cent. CoinTrackers.com. Heavy checkmark in high uncirculated conditions, MS66 or so, premiums can be about $1 to $3 or a bit more. CoinTrackers.com. Heavy checkmark: rare error varieties, such as those with dramatic doubling, significant die breaks, or major misalignment, have been documented selling at online auctions for over a few $100s. For instance, one 2017 Lincoln penny error once brought hundreds of dollars when collectors fiercely bid on it. Coin value checker. So while it's not common, a 2017 D penny in nearly flawless condition with a unique error or grading certificate from a major coin grading company could sell for hundreds, even approaches figures like $400 plus under the right market conditions. That's why experts stress 2 things: magnifying glass tilted right condition matters. The cleaner and sharper the coin, the better. Chart increasing documentation matters. Coins graded by companies like PCGS or NGC get the highest prices because buyers trust them. Bar chart. Part 4: Rare varieties. Look for. Host. Let's highlight the types of 2017 penny varieties that could be valuable. Fire double die errors, double lettering or date. Collectors love these. Fire die clash errors, ghosted images or reverse details on the obverse. Fire brockage errors, One side mirrors the other, weird and fascinating. Fire misaligned dies, parts of the design off-center, rare and collectible. Fire strike through errors. Bits of debris or die fragments leave unusual markings. Coin value checker +1. Some of these sold for over $200, $300, and in unique cases even more at auction houses and online marketplaces, depending on their uniqueness and demand. Pushpin Part 5. Tips for you, coin hunting and selling host. If you're sitting right now holding a bunch of pennies, ask yourself, pushpin, is it shiny, red, or uncirculated? Pushpin, does it have any weird doubling or strange marks? Pushpin, does the mint mark look crisp and centered? If the answer is yes to any of those, it's worth checking. Eyes, here's what you can do right now. Small blue diamond, take clear photos with good lighting. Small blue diamond, compare with images of known era coins. Small blue diamond, get it graded by a reputable coin grading service. Small blue diamond, listed on auction sites with certified grading. Serious collectors often hunt these, even if your penny doesn't reach crazy auction prices. Remember, coin collecting is as much about passion, history, and the thrill of discovery as it is about money. Red Heart Trophy Part 6. Why people love the Lincoln Centaur. Why do people care about pennies at all? Because every coin tells a story, a piece of history that fits in your hand. These tiny coins traveled through decades, hands, and wallets, and the 2017 penny marks a turning point in the story of U.S. coinage. United States, and with the recent news that the U.S. government has ended penny production, these coins may become even more collectible in the years ahead. Midland Reporter Telegram. So whether you're a beginner just dipping your toes into numismatics, or you're a seasoned collector, the 2017 Lincoln penny is one of those modern coins worth checking out. Movie Camera OUTRO, host close host. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2017 D Ultra Lincoln penny, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment below. Speechaloon, have you found a rare penny in your pocket change? Tell us about it, and remember, you never know what treasure could be hiding in your coins. Moneybag, thanks for watching, and see you in the next treasure hunt. If you want, I can also help write video tags, a thumbnail title, and a description to maximize views on YouTube. Just ask.